Today on the National Midwest Local Broadcasting Station, brought to you by viewers like you, Defying Society, the North American Hipster. Our researchers spent years collecting data and valuable observations through real-world interactions with the classic everyday hipster.
Hipsters are native to utterly washed out, bleached out, deracinated white suburbia. And so they were raised by Mumsy and Dadsy with 4 cars for a 3-person family. Their native habitat is shopping malls. But a deep part of them has this little twinge that life must offer something better. So they thought they'd move into kind of center cities in America and hang out and dress like they're trying to be 60s people.
You know, I had a hipster a couple years ago. She was a pleasant, young woman, and she just sat in class all day. I got this. She made me this hipster bag, and I think she made it from hemp or something like that, and it was dyed herself. And she didn't do very well on the test because she never took notes. All she did was working on this little bag, and at the end of the semester, she gave it to me, and she was very appreciative of being in the class, and she was pleasant.
Excuse me, sir.
Can I help you?
How have you experienced hipsters here on Kelvin?
The hipsters here. You mean the dangerous, death-defying, gravity-defying hammockers? Those people? Yeah. I'm not sure that I like them. They just make their own huts of hammocks all around the campus, and I just watch them as they sweat inside their overly baggy clothes and their uncomfortably hot coffees and teas. I don't know. I personally am just very offset by them.
Well, intermingling, I think they're relatively benign, and so I think intermingling would be. I think it is an option, and even if we consider them as even a different species, that cross-pollination or intermating is probably also an option. I think it would be. I don't think there'd be any serious drawbacks from intermingling.
We have an increase in hipsters. We have a 5-fold increase in business majors. Coincidence? I don't think so. Because hipsters, although they're plain and simple and retro and all that, discover that this takes a lot of money, so they need an income. So they got to hang around with all these finance nerds. So for a while they try to maintain their lifestyle without money by doing thrift store shopping, but it's not. If you're really going to set yourself apart as a hipster, you got to get first-rate fashion meant to look hip-like, and for that you need money, and so you're condemned to the business major. Yeah, pretty much.
So it is hard though to identify hipsters and to define them. You know a hipster when you see it, but you can't really. I couldn't really explain what a hipster is right here, but. I used to go to the coffee shop up on Wealthy, the Sparrows on Wealthy, and I used to go there on my off days from teaching, and I do my writing there, and at a certain point I realized that I was getting hipstered out of there, that I just didn't, my beard wasn't long enough, and I didn't have enough ink on my arms, and so I realized it was probably time for me to exit, so I discreetly left, and it was... I felt too bad about giving up one of my favorite coffee shops, but at the same time I realized, it's either I would have to start growing out my beard or give up my coffee shop, and regretfully I did that.